Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji. I am P. Likith Kumar from Hyderabad Day School branch, and my question is that these days some doctors ask us to have non-vegetarian food like meat, fish, etc. But on other hand, Swamiji asks us to have vegetarian food. So we need to follow whom? Thank you.
Very good question. Likith is asking from Hyderabad branch, and his question is that sometimes doctors are suggesting us to eat meat, non-veg food. And on another side, Swamijis are suggesting us, telling us to eat veg food, vegetarian food. Now whom should we follow? Very practical question, and many of you might have heard such advice of doctors. Why saints are saying we should eat only pure vegetarian food? Why saints are saying that? Based on the scriptures, based on the statements of God. So whom should we follow in our life? God or doctor? Who is great? Doctor or God? Dear students, in Sikshapatri Bhagwan Swaminarayan said, Na bhakshyam sarvatha mansam yagna shishtam api kvachit. We should never ever eat meat. Not even in emergency also. In all the scriptures, in all the Vedic scripture, it is said that one must follow non-violence, because non-violence is the highest dharma. So we should not eat meat. Now if your question is that why we should not eat meat, because without violence, non-veg food cannot be prepared. So violence is a sin, and non-veg food is made by killing the animals. So eating non-veg also is an act of sin. So we should not eat non-veg food, and we should not follow such doctors. You can change your doctors, find out such good doctor who can give you good advice, and always follow the scriptures, real saints and God in your life. Right? Next question.
Jai Swaminarayan. My name is Viraj Vikas Talan. I am from Khopoli, Navi Mumbai. Swamiji, nowadays even gym trainers and nutritionists are advising non-veg food for their physique and packs. Is there any another way in vegetarian diet for building good pack and physique, Swamiji? Thank you.
Very good question, and Vikas is asking from the Mumbai branch, and I think he is interested to make the fit body with six pack, and he might be going to the gym also in this childhood only. Good question, is very good. That see, as doctors are advising for non-veg food, in the same way those who are the gym trainers, they also may advise you that if you will eat non-veg food, then you can make your body so strong, you can make your body more fit, and you can have this six pack. But dear students, today all of you listen carefully. This is 100% misunderstanding, 100% wrong. Because let me show you one pic. These are the 6 members, 6 bodybuilders, 6 wrestlers of India. They are the top wrestlers of India. They are pure vegetarian. They have built the powerful, strong body, 6 packs, everything with pure vegetarian food. It is not at all necessary to have non-veg food for bodybuilding, for the fit body. This is really a wrong idea. So my dear students, don't follow the advice of such people who are indirectly encouraging you to commit sin in your life. Don't follow them. Always follow the scriptures, real saints and God in your life. Right? Next question.
Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji. I am Satvik Kavliga from Hyderabad Hostel Gurukul. My question to you is, I am a very big food lover. How can I control myself from eating more and more? Please help me out of this situation. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.
Oh, very interesting question. Satvik is asking from the Hyderabad Gurukul. His question is that I am a food lover. I eat more food. I have habit of eating more food. So how can I come out from this habit? Very good question, and many of you might be having this kind of habit, eating more food. Dear students, I have seen many students whole day they might be eating anything, biscuit, chocolate, snacks, Anytime anybody will offer, they will never say no. They will be eating. But dear students, this habit is not good for our mental fitness and physical fitness. There must be a disciplined time for eating food, like morning breakfast, afternoon lunch and evening dinner. That's okay. In between, once if you have snack, then it's good. But whole day, anytime when we are eating, so it's not good. Second thing, excessive eating will store unnecessary fat in our body, and this unnecessary fat in the body will create so many diseases. So finally we only have to suffer these all diseases. And now if you will not eat food like medicine, then remember, afterwards you have to eat medicine like a food. So as a student, your food habit should be in the discipline. Okay, now your question is that how can I come out from this bad habit? Very good question. You can do one thing. First of all, yourself you can make a resolution that I will only eat this many times and this much. And you have to declare to your family members, your mother, father, brother, sister, everyone in your family. You can say, you can declare it that see, today onwards, this is my commitment that I will only eat morning, afternoon and evening, not in between. Whatever you decide in your initial level, but you have to declare your commitment to your parents and your family members. So what will happen that when it is declared, you will be careful, because if you will break your commitment, there are everybody to question you, and afterwards it will be easy to reduce the over quantity of food. So you can follow this idea and you can reduce eating more food. Yes, next question.
Yes, my name is Somji. I'm Vayakhil Reddy from Bangalore. And my question is, eating living beings is a sin. Then even a plant is also a living being, no Swamiji. But then why do we eat it?
Very good question. Vayakhil is asking from the Bangalore branch. His question is that killing living being is a sin, is a violence. So plant also is a living being. So why are we eating plant? Isn't it violence? That is the question of Vayakhil from Bangalore branch. Very good question. Dear students, if we see in the scientific aspect, then in the whole nature's ecosystem there is a two division of living beings. One division is consumers and another division is producers. Consumers and producers. Animals, human beings, birds, these are the consumers. They are consuming the things. Whereas producers are plants, trees, who are producing some fruits, some seeds, and so these producers are producing their fruits, seeds, everything not for themselves. Producers are not producing to consume themselves. They are producing for the consumers. So for example, apple tree is producing apple. So it's not for that apple tree. An apple tree will not eat that apple. If we will not eat, then they will drop down. But they will not eat it. They are the producers. And animals, birds, human beings, they are the consumers. So whatever these producers are producing, that is meant for the survival of others' life. So our human beings' diet is, our human beings' food is vegetables, fruits, grains. It is said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also that patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. What does it mean? You can offer patra pushpa means vegetables, flowers to God. Phalam means fruits, grains, seeds to the God. It means veg food is only the right food for the human being, but not the non-veg food. So my dear students, of course plants are the living beings, but in scripture nowhere it is written, it is said that cutting plants is a sin. Having vegetarian food is a sin. Having fruit is a sin. Nowhere it is written. But it is written in the scripture that killing animal and eating meat is a sin. In Sikshapatri only Bhagavan Swaminarayan said that na bhaksham sarvatha mansam. One should not eat meat. So my dear students, anyway, plants also are living beings, but it is a food of human being. So there is no sin, there is nothing wrong to have our food. Right, next question.
Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji. My name is C.H. Dhanush from Hyderabad Day Scholar. Now my question is, as you said we should not eat outside foods, but when we go to long tours, compulsory we need to depend upon outside foods. Now what is the solution for avoiding outside foods in our long journeys? Thank you.
Very good question. Dhanush is asking from Hyderabad branch. His question is that when we are on the tour, when we are outside, that time how can we manage for not having outside food? When we are on the tour for 1 week or 10 days, 15 days, so how can we manage not to eat outside food? Very good question, very practical question, and many of you might be having this same question. Dear students, from Gurukul we are organizing national tours, international tours. We are going to different places, even different countries. So how we are managing, I will just tell you few things. It is of course difficult to manage, but we are trying our level best to manage in this kind of situation. So when we go outside, so first of all we prefer to stay in the temple, in such kind of dharmashala, where it will be easy to manage this food and all. And afterwards, if we will have to go for the hotel, then we prefer such hotel which is run by our non-devotees. So we can trust such hotel and we can stay over there, we can have food. So likewise we are managing, of course it is difficult to manage, but when you are going outside, you also can prefer to stay in the temples. Dear students, throughout the world, you can see the Hindu temples. So you can make the arrangement in such a way that instead of hotel, first of all, you can prefer the temples, dharmashala, where you can stay, where you can have the good food with compared to the hotel. So likewise, we can manage in this situation, right? Yes. Next question.
Swaminarayan. I am Varun of class 9 from Gurukul, Bangalore. Swamiji, can you give examples of tamasic, rajasic and sattvic food? And can you please tell which food is best at what age? Thank you.
Very good question. Varun is asking from the Bangalore branch, and his question is that what are the examples of sattvic food, rajas food and tamas food? And which food is best at what age? Very good question, and I appreciate your curiosity. These three kinds of food are explained in the 17th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Dear students, whenever you get time, you should read this 17th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is talking about three kinds of food. Now in short, I will explain you these three kinds of food. Sattvic food means natural food like vegetables, fruits, grains, and a fruit prepared out of grains, and which is prepared with the less masala, very simple food, and which is prepared purely and which is offered to God. So such kind of pure, pious and prasad food is known as a sattvic food. Rajas food means which is prepared to enjoy taste of food, which is so tasty, so spicy, extremely hot or extremely cold. Such kind of food is known as a rajas food, which inflames the desires for the worldly pleasures. Now third kind of food is tamas food, which is prepared long back, which is a stale food like biscuits, chocolates, bakery items, these all things, as well as onion and garlic, non-veg food. Such kind of unhealthy junk food, fast food, unhealthy food is known as a tamas food. So these are the three kinds of food, and these three kinds of food creates three kinds of moods in our mind. Out of these three kinds of food, sattvic food is always better for our whole life. So as an ideal human being, if we want to live a happy life, peaceful life and contentment life, then we should always prefer the sattvic food in our life. Right? Yes. Next.
Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji, my name is Dev Desai and I am from Solapur. My question is, why do people do sacrifice of few innocent animals and birds to few goddesses at villages. Should we follow this system or not, Swamiji? Thank you.
No, Dev, we should never follow such kind of system. We should never even go to such kind of places also. Dev is asking question from the Solapur branch, and his question is that many times we see in some villages people offer the sacrifice of animal to the god or goddess. Should we follow this system? No. It is said in Sikshapatri that Devata Pitru Yagartham Apyajadescha Hinsanam. We should not commit the violence for the sake of God also. And even Bhagavan Swaminarayan said that one should not worship such deities, such god or goddess before whom they are killing the animal and they are offering the sacrifices. So my dear students, somewhere if you see such kind of activities, then don't be a part of such kind of activities. Don't go to such places, such even temples also. Stay away from this kind of activities. Yes. Next.
Jai Swami and Swamiji, I am Varshit from Jadcherla. Now my question is, why Swamiji eats only once in a day and a few saints only drink milk and fast? Are they not troubling their body by providing sufficient water to body, Swamiji?
Yes, very good question and very good observation. Varshit is asking question from Jadcherla branch, and his question is that why do saints eat just once in a day? Aren't they troubling to their body by not providing sufficient food, water? Dear students, it's not like that. It is called tapascharya. It is called discipline. Saints eat food just once in a day. Why? So that they can spend maximum time in the sattvic state, in the sattvic mood of mind. When we eat the sattvic food, it creates the sattvic mood in our mind. And it is said in scripture that Sattvam Yad Brahma Darshanam. With the help of Sattva Gun, with the help of Sattvic mood, we can have the vision of God, we can realize the God, we can visualize the God. So when saints are doing sadhana for the God realization, so they eat less so that easily they can realize God. And it's not trouble to their body, it's the discipline, it should be there. What is the purpose of just pampering the body then? There must be discipline in our body. If our body senses are in discipline, then our mind also will be in discipline, mind also will be in our control.